Hello everybody and welcome back to Football Life 2023 with the Man United Master League, and we are diving into the first game of the season now. I'm recording this before I've seen the comments on the first episode, so we're going to go and play the first game. Will be, highlight packages of it with me commentating, and then we're going to have a quick look at some players that I think might be pretty decent for the team, and then in the next episode we'll be making some bids on your recommendations and seeing who else we can potentially get in. We're looking for strikers mainly, maybe a winger, maybe another centre-back if we have some outs as well, but we'll play the game against Aston Villa and then we'll move forward for a week, see if we have any more transfer news, get some scout reports done and see how we're doing. But for now, let's dive into the game. Yes, right, back into the game then. We have some news. So the Premier League is going to get underway today. We're taking on Aston Villa in the lunchtime kickoff. Brighton have signed Mamardashvili, which is interesting, from Valencia. So Brighton splashing 9.5 million there. And, Mason Mount has made a few comments ahead of the match against Aston Villa. He's looking forward to every match, and this one is no different. But the question is he going to be in the starting lineup for his debut? We'll have to have a look. But if we go and have a look, I've set up some training. I've got a bit of skill training happening for Andre Onana to become a penalty saver, a goalkeeping penalty saver. And then I was looking into training for the squad to see what we can do. Generally, I've left everybody as they are. I think the only change I was going to do was potentially change Bruno Fernandes from a whole player into a creative playmaker, because he's got the passing ability, and I think that would suit him a little bit better, and it would then free up Mason Mount to be our more sort of whole player and give him that sort of advantage. But yes, it should be pretty interesting. Everything looks good. I mean, the only other thing we could potentially do is put Bruno Fernandes as a classic number 10 and make him in that advanced role. I think for now we'll put playmaker, but let me know your thoughts on that one down below as well. Thank you for all the comments and likes and all that sort of stuff on the previous video. It is much appreciated. But not too much more to go into. Negotiations wise, still nothing has happened. Tom Heaton out. Suzuka joins after the Aston Villa game. And on the list, all we've got. So we know Suzuka is joining, so I think we can remove him from the list. So Højlund is still there. Just to retouch on that again, a release fee of 15.9 million, which is an absolute bargain. And although we've got our budget of 657 million pounds, we are going to play this semi-seriously in terms of fees and stuff like that. We're not just going to go out and buy Mbappe and all those sort of people. So yeah, let me know. I guess this might happen if the Qataris buy Man United. This might sort of be their transfer budget, but who knows, to be honest. Right, let's get into the game against Aston Villa. We are playing on full manual, so it's going to be very, very difficult, but let's see how we get on. So Erik Ten Haag said, Aston Villa are a tough side, but that's no reason to fear them. The supporters will be giving it. They're all out there today, so let's do the same. The first match of the season is one you definitely want to make a good showing in. Remember, make them play at our pace, which is probably going to be a little bit slower. Draw them out, hit them on the counter-attack is the easiest way to play on Fuma, to be honest. So yeah, it'll be interesting. All the players having a nice clap as well. That's a nice touch. This Football Life patch is really good. Smoke patch Football Life 2023. Right, so they are starting with Martinez in goal. Pau Torres comes in for his debut. Diego Carlos, Lucas Digne, Matty Cash, Douglas Luiz, Boubacar Kamara, Yuri Tielemans making a debut, as is Arnaut Danjuma as well, Leon Bailey and Ollie Watkins. That's a very pacey attack they've got there. Right, let's go and have a look at our lineup then. Bruno Fernandes, club captain, is down. That's not ideal. Right, let's start with what we've got going on here for who is looking good. Diego Dalot is looking good. Lindelof's looking good. I think we'll keep him on the bench for now. Kobe Mino's up for it. I sort of feel like those two switch over, and then I guess we bring in Fred. I think that's the one that makes sense. We've also got to keep an eye on the top right there for the sort of team spirit, and just make sure that we've got that in line as well. So on the bench then, Bruno is completely down, so probably won't come on, but we'll keep him on the bench. Palestri's quite enjoying life. Garnacho's down. Martial is up. We could start Martial. I think we're going to start with the system that we talked about in episode 1, which is more like, so Jadon Sancho drop in, down here as a shadow striker and Rashford pushing up. It does hurt our team spirit in the top right though, which is a little bit annoying. I'm just wondering, does Malacia give us a boost there? Oh, we've gone the wrong way. Brandon Williams keeps us the same. Malacia keeps us the same. Yeah, it was actually, if we go centre forward, yes, that goes to then 81. Maybe we just start Jadon Sancho through the middle. 82 if we start Rashford through the middle. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that then. I think that's going to be our starting lineup. Is there anyone on the bench or not on the bench that really should be there? I guess Dean Henderson can go on the bench for Radek Vitek to start. No. Scott McTominay maybe. I think he is still part of the first team, right? We'll say Bruno Fernandes picked up an injury, which is why he misses the opening game of the season. But I think that's how we're going to line up. Aston Villa there in their 4-2-1-3. A very, very pacey attack that I'm a little bit worried about. But let's get into the game, see how it goes. Hello ladies and gentlemen, here we are for the opening game of the Premier League season for these two teams. It's Manchester United hosting Aston Villa at Old Trafford, and Casemiro takes over the captain's armband for Man United today in the absence of Bruno Fernandes, who is out with illness. Aston Villa being welcome to Old Trafford for the start of the season. It should be an interesting game. Andre Onana gets a debut, as does Mason Mount, and the rumours are that Man United are still very busy in the transfer window, trying to get a striker over the line and trying to get some squad depth for the first team. But a very strong lineup today for Erik Ten Hag's men, and Unai Emery has picked a very strong Aston Villa team with a good number of debutants in there as well. Midfield, Douglas Luiz and Boubacar Kamara, supported by new man Youri Tielemans. Man United with a new midfielder of their own in this game, which is Mason Mount. Who is going to get the better of it? We'll find out in just a second. We go through the lineups first. Man United, Onana, Diego Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Mount and Fred in midfield. Anthony, Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho are the front three. Aston Villa lining up with four at the back, and then the two holding midfielders in front of them. So Martinez in goal, Cash, Carlos, Pau Torres and Digne at the back. Kamara, Luiz and Tielemans make up the midfield three. Leon Bailey, Ollie Watkins and Amar Danjuma in a very, very fast attack for the visiting team. Probably looking to play on the counter-attack. We're just about ready now. Let's crack into the game and get this one underway. So Man United kick off and get the Premier League season underway to start, and it's going to be interesting to see how they get on without their captain and sort of talisman Bruno Fernandes. And straight away you can see from here that Aston Villa are sitting pretty deep and just holding a bit of a shape, defensive shape, you know, tell or show Man United have to try and play through them, as Luke Shaw lays this one back to Fred. He actually has got Mason Mount early on in his United career, an early shot, good save from Martinez, and that will be pretty easy for the World Cup winning goalkeeper from Argentina there, as the ball is sprayed wide but it goes out of play. Luke Shaw just plays it into the path of Fred, who finds himself in the lineup today. He's caught there. Referee does give the free kick, and Erik Ten Haag spoke in his welcoming press conference at the unveiling of the first game of the season, as that's a really poor pass, but the first game of the season, saying he wants to entertain the fans, give them really something to be proud of this Man United team. So will we see some entertaining football today? Mason Mount has already got one shot off in this game. So far in the first 10 minutes, that is the only shot of the game from either team, as Luke Shaw tries to put the pressure on. Here's Douglas Luiz up to Ollie Watkins, who turns his man well, but it's a good recovering tackle from Raphael Varane, who finds Fred. Fred tries to play that one out wide. Is Jadon Sancho going to have the pace? No, he's not. Leon Bailey on the right hand side for Aston Villa, trying to twist and turn around Luke Shaw, puts a cross in, and that is the first touch for Andre Onana as a Man United player, and it's an easy catch, picking that one out of the sky. Very nicely done indeed. Anthony out to Sancho, round the corner to Rashford. This is a good move here from Man United. Rashford forces Anthony a little bit wide, tries a bit of trickery, and it can't quite get past his man. And well, Man United are a bit open at the back here, but it's well covered by Rafa Varane again, as Martinez finds Luke Shaw. He tries to give that one to Sancho, and it has got past Luca Digne. Sancho into Rashford. Great first touch. Marcus Rashford scores. Man United find themselves 1-0 up in front of their home fans. And what a start this is for Erik Ten Haag. Lovely play Jadon Sancho with a little step over, completely dumbfounded Lucas Digne on that side. And, well, it wasn't even a step over. Both players just missed it and then ran at his man. First time ball in. Great first touch from Rashford. Second one steadying himself. And his third touch fires it past Martinez in goal. And Man United could be off to a wonderful start this season if they keep this up. Great touch from Rashford. Infield in the air and he's not going to miss from there. That is 1-0 Man United. Come on! Aston Villa trying to spread the ball out to the width to get that pace involved. But at the moment really struggling to get their main people in it, and Casemiro's got lots of space to move forward through here. He's got Mason Mount inside him. He tries to pick him out but leaves it for Rashford. Tried to get that one onto Sancho but just wasn't a very good pass, and the ball is forward to Leon Bailey. Rafa Varane covers it well again. Varane and Martinez so crucial at the back for Man United in terms of distribution and the defensive work they do. Erik Ten Haag has really settled in Martinez really well to this United team as Aston Villa come forward again. Ollie Watkins laying that one back to Dan Juma, who didn't have a very successful loan spell at Spurs when he was there, but is trying to make more life for himself in Aston Villa. Lucas Digne pushes forward on the left hand side. The cross beats everyone. It'll go out for a throw in. Half an hour gone. 1-0 to Man United. Fred passes the ball up to Luke Shaw, who's pushed forward from left back here, lays it infield to Sancho. On one more, here is Mason Mount. Oh, it's a shot, it's a well blocked, it falls to Sancho. Oh, he went for power and it just flashes past the far post of Emilio Martinez's goal as Sancho picked it up. Mount is a good shot, great block on him from Digne, and Sancho pounced and just got his angles all wrong. Luke Shaw bombing forward again on that left hand side, has Anthony for a bit of company in the middle. He flicks it out. Mount leaves it looking for Diego Dallo, who has won the ball from Lucas Digne high up, and Dallo's done really well there. Diego Dallo tries to put a cross in towards Rashford, well headed away though by Pau Torres, and Douglas Luiz will try and start a counter-attack for Aston Villa, who've really got nothing going in the first game of the season here as Luke Shaw can't quite win that one back. Matty Cash goes long towards Watkins and Varane can just cover that one through to Martinez, who picks this one up. And then starting from the back now, Man United just can take their time. Have got this 1-0 lead. And oh, that's a very poor pass from Rafael Varane there, not finding any of his colleagues or teammates or anyone in a red shirt. And Martinez, well, Casemiro missed the header, but Onana is quick off his line to gobble that one up. And that is what Ten Hag will want to see from his new goalkeeper. Here is Fred. Luke Shaw again bombing forward on that left-hand side. Sancho flicks it back nicely. Anthony, just muscled out of it. But the referee says free kick to Man United just outside the box. And this could be good territory here for the new boy Mason Mount, with Bruno Fernandes off ill from this game. Given a bit of time off, it is Mason Mount who stands over it. And we know that he's been practicing the Ronaldo Beckham style, and Mason Mount has a goal on his debut. It is absolutely superb from Man United's new number 7. What an effort from a long-range free kick. Mason Mount makes it 2-0 to the home team. It's a wonderful free kick. Martinez scrambling across his goal. But absolutely superb effort from Mason Mount on his debut. He knew as soon as he hit it, it was in. And that is 2-0 Man United. And it was right on the stroke of half-time. There's 1 minute added time to play. And, well, I think that is half-time. The referee blows the whistle. It's 2-0 to Man United at half-time. Goals from Marcus Rashford and Mason Mount are giving the Red Devils a convincing lead at half-time. So into the second half we go, and Aston Villa not even mustering a shot at goal in that first half. Unai Emery is going to be absolutely fuming with that one, as Man United have clearly dominated that first half. And it's everything Erik Ten Haag could have wished for in the opening day of the season. It's been a superb start to life at Old Trafford, and Mason Mount settled in wonderfully well with that free kick goal in the late period of the first half. But Luke Shaw has done a lot of running in this left-back position. It'll be interesting to see how long he lasts, because getting up and down that wing is no easy feat, as Varane, well, won the ball back, then got tackled, then won it back again. And a bit of ping-pong happening there with, I think it was Ollie Watkins, as that pass is just behind Mason Mount, but he manages to keep it in play. Fred sees the run of Luke Shaw. Up in front of him is Sancho. Sancho just holds the ball up really well. Sees Luke Shaw going again and gives it out wide. Great first touch from Luke Shaw. Tries to ping it back. Anthony went for the spectacular. Couldn't quite keep it alive. Delot just runs into trouble running into his man there. And Aston Villa again look to counter, but just a bit slow coming out. And a sensible play from Mason Mount back to his goalkeeper. And Onana flicks it out with his left foot towards Luke Shaw. Sancho gives him a bit of movement up the line again. Sancho trying a bit of trickery, but Lucas Digne not falling for it. Good defending there from the experienced Aston Villa fullback, as his pass to Ollie Watkins is good, but Ollie Watkins' pass is pretty poor. And that's easy for Diego Dalot to cover. Anthony just come in field, a bit of space out wide there for Diego Dalot on the overlap, and well, Anthony's gone again. Anthony turns into Rashford. Rashford back towards Anthony. Didn't quite get through, and Dalot can't quite keep it in. It's an Aston Villa throw-in. 63 minutes gone. Man United still the team in the ascendancy here. Villa looking like a team full of new signings, and maybe Unai Emery has just put too many new players into this starting lineup, as Leon Bailey is easily tackled and outnumbered by Fred and Luke Shaw as Sancho's pass. Trying to put Rashford in. Didn't quite get it right, as that's a much better ball from Aston Villa. That's the sort of balls they need to do to spread this play and make this Man United defence work a little bit, as Tielemans gives it into Douglas Luiz. Shot there from Watkins. It's caught Onana off guard, and Aston Villa are back in this one. 2-1, a lovely finish from Ollie Watkins on the turn. Off the inside of the post. It really did leave Onana struggling, that one. It was a good battle on the left-hand side, and it turned into Douglas Luiz here. Flicked it into Watkins. One touch to set himself. It's a lovely finish from outside the area. It's probably the goal of the game so far. But Tielemans into Douglas Luiz, and yeah, Martinez not quite tight enough. Casemiro a bit too slow to react. It's a lovely finish from Ollie Watkins. 2-1. So Erik Ten Haag blinks first with the substitutions, and it is Luke Shaw coming off for Tyrell Malacia. And Luke Shaw been up and down that wing on that left-hand side, supporting Jadon Sancho in front of him and having a good bit of output today. He is the first substitute, replaced by Malacia. Aston Villa pick the ball up out the back, and that's a really good ball over the top towards Watkins again. Onana's out, and Ollie Watkins, just like that, has made it 2-2. And that is a fantastic... That's what Aston Villa haven't been doing today, and they've done it twice. Long balls that have spread the Man United defence. It actually came from a really poor pass out from the back from Martinez. Onana wasn't sure whether he was coming or going as the ball came through. And Ollie Watkins took the chance wonderfully well. And Aston Villa have turned this one around. 2-2 here at Old Trafford. Ten Hag, who once was in dreamland, is really now not happy with this. As you can see, Casemiro stepped out. Watkins, lovely first touch. And then his right-footed finish rifles past Onana. 2-2. Maybe a bit of complacency stepping into the Man United ranks, as they're just losing their way a little bit with passes and touches not going as they expected, as Fred just gives it off to Malacia, who's got... Oh, it's not very good from Malacia. He's got a lot of work to fill, as Luke Shaw did really well in that first period, and Malacia's caught out of position, and Leon Bailey keeps this one in play. Fred comes over, doesn't defend it very well at all. Fred now gets back in, and that's a good tackle from the Brazilian on Leon Bailey. Good pressure from Varane, as Rashford, who's been very quiet in this second half, gives it out to Anthony. Surely he's got the pace to get away from Matty Cash, and Anthony's going on a fantastic run here. Anthony tries to dink it across towards Sancho. It's up in the air. Sancho deflected. Goes behind for a corner to Man United. And Erik Ten Haag will be fuming on the sideline, given how they were so in control of the game and have seemingly thrown it away. Sancho reacted quickly as the ball dropped, but a good block from the Aston Villa defence. And it's 2-2 with about just over 10 minutes to go, as Mason Mount will be taking this one. And we haven't really set up our big men from the back, as Casemiro goes to stand at the near post, tries to flick that one on but doesn't quite get it right. Tyrell Malacia will keep it alive. Try a bit of footwork to get past Douglas Luiz, but it doesn't work, and it goes up towards Ollie Watkins, who is on a hat-trick, and he's spun in behind Lisandro Martinez. He's just run out of a bit of steam. Varane comes over, tackles him well. He's going to fall to Leon Bailey, puts that cross in, and well, Watkins got there first, went for the flick back to the edge of the area. And luckily for Man United, no one was there, and it looks like Man United may need some fresh legs in central midfield soon, as Players are getting tired, but Malacia is bringing this one forward. He's come a long way, the left back. And was he fouled? No, referee says no. Definitely looked like a push in the back, but nothing given there as Rafael Varane just takes control of that one. Plays it up the line towards Diego Dalot. Mason Mount puts it through the legs of Douglas Luiz, but couldn't get on it once he had done that. As a bit of pressure high up the pitch from this Man United team with a few minutes to go in this one. As Diego Dalot is turned very well by Arnaut Danjuma, and Casemiro tries to come over to help Varane with a header away. It's not the best header as that one goes into Luiz. Varane's there again. Referee's given a free kick. It's taken quickly. There's the shot on Onana with a good save. And Onana's going to try and get this one moving quickly. Rashford can't quite get there. And that's full time. It's a double from Ollie Watkins that rescues Aston Villa. What a game at Old Trafford. A first half dominated by Man United. In the second half, well, Aston Villa were just... They weren't really dominating, but they took their chances. I don't think they had many shots. 4 shots for Aston Villa, 2 on target, 2 goals. Man United, 5 shots, 4 on target, but just not clinical enough. Work to be done for Erik Ten Hag's men. So with the cracker of a game at Old Trafford, there were other fixtures going on as well. Brentford lost at home 1-0 to Bournemouth. Crystal Palace lost at home to Nottingham Forest. Chelsea beat West Ham 1-0 away from home. And Spurs got their season off to a winning start against Sheffield United 1-0. Burnley lost at home to Fulham 2-0. Arsenal got their season off to a good start as well against Brighton 1-0 win. Newcastle went away to newly promoted Luton Town and beat them 2-0. Liverpool won the opening day Merseyside derby 2-0 away at Everton. And Wolves with a very surprise result, beating Man City 1-0 in Wolverhampton. Great results there. All round, to be honest. It's going to be pretty spicy going into the season. And after the first game of fixtures, Nottingham Forest lead the way at the top of the table. We are smack in the middle there in joint 10th. And at the bottom is Everton, Burnley and Luton, currently in the relegation spots. But lots of teams on 0 points. So there is Suzuka getting introduced to the training ground. Our new backup goalkeeper signed after the sale of Tom Heaton. A young goalkeeper comes in to take our number 2 spot, with Ten Hag looking like he's hoping to move on Dean Henderson as well. Nottingham Forest showing a bit of interest there, but we'll have to see how this goes. But Suzuka signed from the J-League, plays very similar to Onana. Be interesting to see how much game time he gets this season. And then old Baldy director comes in for a chat. Opening match draw against Aston Villa was no mean feat. The reaction of the press was good. We're not going to let up now. Keep going. He seems happy and excited and on his way to another urgent meeting, I'm sure, as Ten Hag sips his coffee. But yeah, we've signed a player. Thank you. Let's go and see if we've got any other news. Dalot's got an injury. He's out till September. Oh, my word. Andre Onana's, we need a signature on his new contract. We've signed Suzuki. Marcus Rashford is now a maestro. Okay. And our new signing is here. Okay, so not too much to report. I was hoping maybe a couple of bids on like Maguire or McTominay or someone like that, but yeah, we'll accept the terms of that contract, get Andre Onana down to a bit more of a longer deal, and I think that's all we have in terms of what's going on. There is Suzuki on the bench. His release fee is 197,000 with his market value at 1.4 million. Yeah, brilliant. Sometimes this game you can tell where it's been ported over from PES, because that is absolutely hilarious. But what we need to do there, Radek Vitek out, Zon Suzuki in, Diego Dalot out for another week. Luckily, we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka ready to step in. Right, let's see if there's any more news before the next game against Bournemouth, which will be in the next episode. So Kevin De Bruyne has picked up the European Best Player Award. Well done to him. I don't think we've got any other news other than that, really. No, just that about Kevin De Bruyne. So a bit more time until the next game. So one bit of news before we end the episode. Reece Bennett has a loan offer from Antwerp, which we will be accepting. He can definitely go. Oh no, it's a... Oh yeah, waiting for a response, a loan transfer. 6 months for a little bit of money. We will allow him to go and pay his salary while he's there. So one of the youngsters has gone out on loan. That's not a bad start to have. Right, we'll be leaving it there. I look forward to seeing all of your comments on this one as well. Let me know who you think we should be signing, where we need to strengthen, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Cheers.